Some prisons never truly closed. Their doors stopped locking, but the cells remained exactly where people once waited for judgment, exile, or death. Visitors now walk through corridors where chains once hung and names were carved into stone. The facts are clear, the locations are real, and the structures still stand today. Stay without skipping because every fact connects to the next discovery. And if real history interests you, consider subscribing, naturally, as we continue forward. Number 1. Tower of London. In central London, beside the River Thames, stands the Tower of London, begun around 1078 by William the Conqueror. It held nobles, spies, and rivals of the crown. Guy Fawkes was questioned here in 1605, and markings scratched into the walls by prisoners remain visible. Some cells were comfortable rooms, while others were small chambers without sunlight. Executions often happened outside, but the waiting happened inside these walls, and another prison kept prisoners far below the ground. Number 2. Mamertine Prison. Under a church in Rome lies the Mamertine Prison, in use since at least the 7th century BC. Prisoners were lowered through a hole in the ceiling into a stone chamber partly underground. Ancient writers described captives waiting there before execution in the Roman Forum nearby. Tradition connects it to St. Peter and St. Paul before their deaths. Water still collects on the floor from a natural spring, and another prison used the sea itself as a barrier. Number 3. Chateau d'If. Off the coast of Marseille stands Chateau d'If, built in 1954 on a small island. The fortress held political prisoners and sailors accused of crimes. Cells differed by wealth. Poor inmates were kept in dark lower rooms, while rich prisoners paid for windows. The prison became widely known after Alexandre Dumas wrote The Count of Monte Cristo, inspired by real detainees. Boats today carry tourists across the same water, once meant to prevent escape. But one desert prison relied on distance instead of waves. Number 4. Goliad Presidio Cells. In Texas, the Presidio La Bahia held prisoners during the 18th century Spanish colonial period and later conflicts. During the 1836 Goliad events, captured soldiers were confined within its thick walls before execution orders were carried out nearby. The rooms still exist with narrow windows designed for guarding rather than comfort. The stone courtyard remains open to the sun, yet confinement depended more on isolation than locks, leading to a prison carved directly into rock. Number 5. Kizhi Pogost Holding Cells. On Kizhi Island in northern Russia, wooden administrative buildings from the 18th century included holding rooms for offenders awaiting transfer across Lake Onega. Winters froze the water, turning distance into a natural barrier. Prisoners sometimes stayed for months because transport depended on season. The structures survived fires and wars due to remote location. But a much older prison in Asia held inmates in total darkness. Number 6. Hoa Lo Prison. Built by the French in 1896 in Hanoi, Hoa Lo confined Vietnamese political prisoners and later foreign captives during the 20th century. Cells were crowded and shackles fixed to long iron bars still remain. Some inmates left messages scratched into plaster walls. The gate and guard towers stand intact today as a museum. Yet one prison, high in the mountains, depended not on walls, but cliffs themselves. Number 7. Tihar Old Barracks. Early sections of the Tihar complex in Delhi date to 1957, preserving earlier colonial detention methods in surviving barracks still standing inside the expanded modern prison. Original cell blocks show narrow ventilation openings and shared confinement halls. Historic registers describe overcrowding during political unrest periods. Though modern facilities operate nearby, these original structures remain preserved, and the oldest surviving underground cell complex waits in another continent.